Israeli Defense Forces says it killed Hezbollah's intelligence chief in an overnight strike in Beirut, the capital of Lebanon. Joining us now for insights into the reach of Iran's proxy networks is Tamuz Itai, geopolitical columnist and former Israeli Air Force personnel. Tamuz, thank you for joining us today. So can you just, before we start into the topic, can you just talk to us about what people there are doing to protect themselves, perhaps? I understand you're sheltering as well. So just talk to us about the situation there.
Well, since Saturday morning, Israelis have been going in and out of bomb shelters. Most newer buildings have them built in, like mine. But maybe about 30–40% of Israelis live in older buildings, and then they have to run out to community bomb shelters, which is more difficult. Unfortunately, Israelis are used to it, whether it's from the 12-day war with Iran in the summer or just the ongoing war with Hamas. So people more or less know what to do, but still it's unnerving to some people, and older people with children. It's not easy, but we've been drilled and we kind of know how to do it, but it's still not easy when you're at it. And the sirens start on Saturday, which was the heaviest barge so far from Iran. Basically every half hour I would come here and close the big metal door. Today there were fewer barges that we had to go to the bomb shelter. We don't know how long it's going to take, days or weeks. Trump said 4 or 5 weeks, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's totally an unimaginable situation to the regular American that people over there are going through. And like you said, it's unfortunate that Israelis are used to this. But I wanted to ask you, Tamuz, what impact will the loss of the intelligence chief have on Iran-backed Hezbollah? If you could just talk to us about this.
Well, as you may remember, back almost a year ago, Israel basically decapitated all the heads of Hezbollah. And shortly after, there were new heads of Hezbollah, just like we decapitated Iranian leadership, and now there is new leadership. So the question is how big the bench is for Hezbollah or for the Iranian military and political leadership. If they have more competent people to just step up, then it will be like a morale hit. If they don't, it may be more serious. But it's important to note that this is the first time really since September 2024, when Israel decimated much of Hezbollah's force, that they actually participated again at shooting missiles and drones and other things at Israel. Because the climate in Lebanon has changed dramatically since last year, meaning a lot of Lebanese political forces don't really like Hezbollah because it brought so much death and destruction to Lebanon, and still they do it. So that's an interesting question that we don't have an answer to, whether it's like a last-ditch effort to help Iran, help them survive, or some sort of loyalty or some sort of renewed treaty that they have with Iran, that they dare defy Lebanon, the Lebanese people, and attack Israel again.
But Tamuz, as you're aware, along with Hezbollah in Lebanon, Iran's proxy networks include Houthis in Yemen and Shia militants in Iraq and Syria, and the White House says more Americans have been killed by Iran than any other terrorist regime on earth. While I have you here, can I just ask you, how do these proxy networks operate? Do they take direct orders from Iran?
Well, it's kind of a combination of two things. It's like birds of a feather flock together. And when you have a sponsor that gives you money and weapons and training, you need to listen to them. Some of those were spawned by Iran directly, and some of them kind of emerged organically, and then they had similar views, similar ideologies, and they sought Iranian help, or Iran decided that they will be nice proxies and started to support them. So it doesn't have to be like a clear command and control structure. It's more like a strategic network where they'd better follow Iranian orders on the things that are important to the Iranians, or they might lose the support they've been getting from them.
By your opinion, could attacks by these proxy groups spill out and widen the conflict in nearby regions?
Well, I mean, what Iran has done in the past couple of days is practically widened the conflict to all the neighboring countries, because it hasn't just attacked Israel and American assets, it attacked all the Gulf states. It attacked a British military base in Cyprus, it attacked Jordan. So I don't know how many more countries these proxies can involve that are not already involved. I think originally, until a couple of years ago, part of the idea was that when these proxies attack, Iran has some sort of deniability. So you can't, if you attack Iran directly after Hezbollah attacks you, you're escalating. But since the past year and a half or 2 years, when Iran started directly attacking Israel, that deniability, that gap that they used is practically gone. So yes, they can use these proxies to have more attack vectors on various US and Israeli allies, but I'm not sure it can widen the conflict, because it's by their own hand they've kind of engulfed everybody and maybe caused something that they didn't intend to, which means some Gulf states and Saudi Arabia are now siding with more officially and directly with the US rather than staying back, and Britain, which was in the beginning kind of trying to stay out of it, now joining the fight, and France. So I think these proxies will serve a less important role because Iran has directly attacked all the neighboring countries already.
Okay, so you're saying they have a less important role, but do they have a plan here? Do they choose their targets on purpose? You're saying that the war has widened because of these attacks.
Well, I think that's a question not just for Iran and the Iranian proxies, but also for the US and Israel. Before you start a conflict, you have a time to prepare a big ledger of targets. And it seems like Israel and the US have done an excellent job of doing that. And I'm sure Iran and its proxies have done their homework as well. But once conflicts start and things get dynamic, at a certain point you run out of your of the targets you prepared ahead of time, and then you got to start collecting intelligence while you are fighting, and it gets a little more difficult with a protracted conflict, not just for Iran, but also for the US and Israel and other allied forces. I'm sure Hezbollah has a target list and Iran has a target list of places in Israel and the Gulf and American assets. I think Iran, there may be weapons that Iran has yet to introduce to the battle because they may be an escalation. We'll have to see if that happens and what happens. The Trump administration has said very clearly that it will avenge the death of a few soldiers. So anything bigger might bring bigger vengeance. So I'm sure the Iranian new leaders are considering that.
Right. Okay, Tamuz, thank you for speaking with us.